Athletes dreaming of playing at the next level, and their parents are often wondering the same thing. What exactly are the college coaches looking for? You might think it comes down to speed, strength, and stats. Today, I'm going to tell you how to make your athletes stand out so they can get that follow-up call, the campus visit, the offer.
Hello, and thank you for joining the Champion Within podcast, your premier go-to spot for unlocking your winning mindset. Whether you're an athlete looking to elevate your game to the next level, a coach leading the charge, an enthusiastic parent cheering from the sidelines, or an educator molding young minds, the Champion Within podcast episodes are packed with value, sharing the tools and strategies to unlock your potential and rise to new heights. Hosted by mentor, coach, and mindset leader Kate McCauley. Let's sit back and enjoy today's episode while discovering your champion within. And now, here's Kate.
Hey, Kate McCauley here. Thank you for tuning in to the Champion Within. Let's jump right into it. The greatest thing I ever heard from a recruiter is I go to a game where I know the athletes are going to perform poorly. I know the competition is going to be really tough. They might lose. I paused for a moment and thought, most people are thinking it's about the stats, the skills, all the physical side to get that athlete to stand out. But if you talk to an experienced recruiter, you're going to hear a different side of the story. Yes, of course, ability matters a lot. But at the highest level, everyone is talented. What separates the athlete who actually gets the offer from the one who's overlooked isn't actually that stronger arm, the faster sprint time. It's who the athlete is when things don't go his or her way. It's their presence, the poise, her mindset. It's what's actually beyond the physical talent. You know, there's this myth out there that if you are good enough, they will find you. Many athletes and parents are quietly believing that if you're good enough, talented enough, everything else is just going to fall into place. You're investing countless hours in private lessons, extra reps, and all these showcase events. Listen, it's all valuable, but talent alone is no longer a differentiator. It's just a baseline. It's expected. College coaches are going to assume that you can play, that you can perform with the best of the best. What they're trying to figure out now, though, is whether you can handle the pressure, the workload, and the emotional demands that comes with being a college athlete. When they're watching you, they want to know, are you going to elevate our culture or are you going to drain it? I love to talk with my athletes and say, is that person a vampire? Are they sucking all of the good out of things? Nobody wants a vampire on their college team. They're asking themselves, is she going to show up prepared? Can she bounce back after a mistake? Is this athlete going to be coachable over 4 demanding years? When you understand this, your entire approach is going to change. You stop obsessing over the one big performance and start focusing on how you carry yourself every single day, every practice, every competition, every game. Coaches are recruiting a whole person, not just your highlight reel. It goes way beyond the physical talent. Every time I've talked with someone who is a recruiter, whether they're on the podcast, I'm in a gym, standing with them next to a field, the conversation always has this same theme. It keeps coming up. Coaches are looking far beyond that physical talent. They're watching body language just as much as they're watching your mechanics. They're studying how you speak as much as how you sprint. They're recruiting for how you act after the mistake, how you treat your parents, how you treat your teammates, how you respond when the call doesn't go your way, and how you behave when you think no one is watching. That shows your true character. And the truth is, they're always watching, recording this play, that play. You are going to be seen. I want you to picture this. An athlete strikes out. Maybe they miss the shot. They give up a big play. What happens next? Do they slam their equipment down, roll their eyes, sulk away from their team, and just don't listen to the coach? Or do they take a breath, reset, encourage their team? They move on, get ready for the next moment. That reaction tells a coach, tells a recruiter almost everything they need to know about that athlete. They know if they're ready for the college level. They know, can they handle that high pressure environment? The emotional response, that matters so much more than the actual mistake itself. How you act after a mistake, that's your mental game on display. Because let me tell you, mistakes are going to happen. It doesn't matter what level you're at, mistakes are guaranteed. How you handle them, that isn't a guarantee. Believe me, I watch it happen all of the time. It is completely different. And you can tell the athletes that are trained on the mental side of their sport. When coaches say they're recruiting for how she acts after a mistake, here's what they're assessing. They're watching the mental skills in real time. They're literally asking themselves, and they're writing down on their clipboard, does she own it or is she blaming others? Let's say a cheerleader bobbles something in a routine. Did she recover quickly, or did that one mistake turn into 3 more? Does the athlete stay engaged, or are they mentally checked out? I'm not going to give too many details about who this was, what this team was, or even what area of my life that this happened in, because some of you will be like, oh, I know who that is. Without getting too deep on when, where, who, what, it's a basketball game. Terrible play, missed shot, bad pass, all the domino things of this was just a bad situation out on the basketball court. Player gets pulled. He's probably the best player on the court. As he's walking off, he goes to the bench. The coach tries to start talking to him. He takes his jersey off and he literally tosses it behind the bench. What? Are you kidding me? Again, I'm not going to tell you what happened next, where this was, because some of you who know me on a deep level, you're already saying, I know who he is. But I can tell you that this is the reason why he didn't play much. This is the reason why he didn't get recruited at a higher level. He mentally checked out after a mistake every single time. This is where mindset and performance coaching become powerful tools. You can train your response. Just like you train the physical side, your swing, your shot in basketball, the routine for my cheerleaders, techniques like visualization, breath work, a mental reset routine, it's going to help you so that you pause instead of react, that you release the frustration physically and mentally in an appropriate way. You refocus and you move on to the next play with clarity and confidence. You're not flipping out. Everyone is watching the flip out. That's what they remember. The athletes who are going to stand out are the ones who have really rehearsed this process. They don't pretend that they're not upset. They just don't let that emotion hijack the entire rest of the performance. Coaches, recruiters, they can recognize it. They know if you can manage your mind. And if you can do that at the youth or the high school level, you're far likely to manage it in a packed college stadium or at a championship match. I've already mentioned how you act with your parents, your teammates, and your coaches. They are watching these things. You can't hide your true character for long. Coaches, recruiters, they're paying attention. How you're acting to your parents before the game, after the game, same with your teammates. The small interactions, the eye contact or lack of it, the comments under your breath, those moments count. They're checking that off on their clipboard. Think about what that coach sees. After a tough loss, does this athlete snap at her parents, walk past them in silence, or does she acknowledge them and say, thank you for coming, and process her emotions in a healthy way? I'm always proud of my own children. And yes, I probably beat it into their brain, but no matter what, if their grandparents are at a game from the time they were very little all the way through into high school and older, they have said to their grandparents, thank you for coming to my game. Thank you for watching me run. It is just part of what they do. Believe me, sometimes they are pissed and they look it a little bit. We've had to work on body language sometimes, but that thank you for coming to watch me play, thank you for coming to my race is just wired into their brain. They're watching you on the bench. Is this player sulking or their shoulders slumped over, or are they supporting? I've mentioned it before on the podcast. CPMs, claps per minute. Does the athlete celebrate teammates? Are you looking at other people's success even when they're having a rough day, a rough game? In the huddle, is she listening? You can tell when someone is listening. It's one of the first things I talk about when I'm with a team. If somebody's talking when a coach is talking, oh no, I lose it. I actually politely say, Coach, I'm sorry, I have to interrupt. I cannot watch this happen. You can't be talking when a coach is talking. If you're talking over others, what are you going to do at the next level? You're not going to be respectful. That's what we see. Are you willing to accept feedback, or are you shutting down and getting defensive? These behaviors are really a direct glimpse of how you are going to handle being part of a college team. Your playing time is not guaranteed, and egos can clash. Coaches do not want to spend 4 years managing drama. They want leaders, role models, and athletes capable of contributing to a positive, accountable culture. I need to jump in here. Coach, quick question. Do your athletes look amazing at practice, but when the game gets tight or you have a big competition, they panic, lose focus, fall apart, start talking negatively before they even compete, missed plays, bad body language, heads down? You know they have the talent, but pressure is winning. That's not a talent problem. That's a mental side of the sport problem. I run a team program called The Champion Within, where I train athletes using my CHAMP framework: confidence, habits, attitude, mental imagery, and purpose. I literally retrain their brains so they know how to stay calm, get focused, and compete like the champions they are. When the moments get big, they need to know how to regulate their nervous system. It needs to be automatic. The teams that win consistently, they train their minds, not just their bodies. Just go down to the show notes, click on the link, or send me a DM on Instagram with the word team, and I'll get you everything you need. Okay, let's get back to the podcast. Athletes who are trained on the mental side of their sport have an edge, and you cannot see that on game film. Your game film can 100% capture your physical abilities, but it cannot fully capture the mental side of the game for you, your mental skills. Those mental skills are often the deciding factor when a coach chooses between two athletes who pretty much have the similar talent. When you line them up, highlight reel next to highlight reel, resume next to resume, you're looking at it on paper, you're looking at it on film. Your mental skills, when they come and see you, is what is going to help you stand apart. They need you to stay present instead of living in that past play or some future outcome worried about things. They need you to handle criticism without collapsing emotionally. This is where the work in the Champion Within programs comes in. When we do visualization, breath work, EFT, these are not just nice to haves anymore. For serious athletes, they are a part of the training plan. When you intentionally train the mental side of your game, you recover faster. You're going to stay calmer in those big moments. You're going to be able to manage nerves instead of being controlled by them. You are building this inner confidence that doesn't disappear when things get hard. Everyone can be confident on a good day or when it's an easy team that you're going up against, right? Coaches can see this difference really quickly. So your athletes, they need to train their mind so that it doesn't become unraveled when the environment gets loud or tense. Your athlete needs to be able to trust herself, trust her training, and compete with a steady presence that every coach wants her on the roster. One of my favorite words, and I use it even at the youth level, and my littlest guy was playing basketball, and you're that volunteer parent coach, coachability. If a kid is coachable, this is one of the biggest gifts that you can get. And it's not something that every kid gets. And of course, you see it on Facebook, every parent and people are writing, oh, he's so coachable. Yeah, okay. Not every kid is coachable. Let's be honest. I've told kids in a huddle, we're going to run this play. And I'm talking youth, middle school, high school, college. we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And then they go and do their own thing, or they're turning and looking to the bleachers because their parents are yelling things. That's not coachability, and that's not a coachable kid. The reality is that college sports are very demanding. They're physical, academically demanding, emotionally demanding. You need to understand that the jump from the club or the high school level to college now is bigger than most athletes expect. No matter how dominant you are right now, you are going to face adversity at this next level. There's more competition, stronger opponents, there's tougher practices, and less immediate success. You are no longer the big fish. There's a lot of them all on the same team. There's going to be moments when things are not perfect. I'm not saying you have to be perfect and the best coachable kid all the time. Consistency matters. Are you the same person in the first game of the season and the last practice before the finals week? Things are going to pop up, and in the heat of the moment, things can happen. What you do next matters most. The good news is that all of this stuff that I've been talking about that college coaches are looking for beyond your physical talent, it can be developed. You're not stuck with your current reactions or your habits. You might be thinking, oh, I have bad body language, or I am saying some of those negative things. You can become the athlete. You can have your team become the team that responds differently, thinks differently, carries themselves differently. You need to start becoming aware. Notice how you respond when you make a mistake, when a call goes against you, when the scores aren't what you hoped, when your role in the team shifts, when you make a little mistake, what you do next. Pay attention to your self-talk in those moments. Your body language, your head position, shoulders, facial expression, how you speak to your parents, your teammates, your coaches when emotions run high. And then I need you to start practicing some simple tools. Of course, this would be a great time for you to reach out to me. If you haven't done so already, go down to the show notes. Of course, finish the podcast, but in the show notes, there is a link to reach out to me. If you're a coach, let's talk about your team. If you're a parent or an athlete, let's talk about you as an individual so we can get you to where you want to go. Once you start practicing these simple tools like quick breath work to reset after mistakes, you will calm your nervous system down. When you learn to visualize yourself handling mistakes and what you do next, you are more composed. And that anxiety that you feel right now, it shifts to, I am excited, I am ready. Doesn't mean that you won't have mistakes. What it means is your brain knows how to react now. You know how to handle it. When you're working with someone like me as a mindset performance coach, we clear out these old patterns and we build new ones. You need to give your mind that same level of commitment. When you do that, you are not just improving your performance. You are going to become the kind of person, the athlete that coaches are eager to bring to their programs. You are going to have a long list of teams that you get to choose from. I want you to remember that when a coach leaves an event, they may not remember every single stat, but they will remember how an athlete made them feel. They'll remember that athlete who owned the mistake and bounced back. The one who lifted their teammates instead of dragging them down. The athlete who respected her parents, coaches, and the game itself. The one who was calm, confident, seemed present even when it was really stressful. That's the athlete who stands out. That's the one who's going to get the follow-up, the campus visit, the offers. Your journey to college sports is not just about getting stronger physically, faster, more technical. Of course, those things are important. We mentioned that. But it is about developing your inner foundation that is going to support all of that talent. When you focus on who you are as much as how you play, you step into a new level of readiness. And that's the one that the college coaches are going to see immediately. You need to know that college coaches are not recruiting an athlete. They're recruiting a teammate, a leader, a whole human being. They are really recruiting you for all of the moments in between, how you act during the highs and the lows. If you are serious about playing at the next level, or you want your team to be able to play at that next level, you should keep training your body 100%. Don't stop doing that, but start training your mind with that same intensity. That's where the separation is going to happen. When you develop the mindset behaviors and that presence that the college coaches are actually searching for, you don't just chase your dream, you become fully prepared to live it. Thank you for hanging out with me on The Champion Within. Don't forget to come back for our Speedy Sunday episode. I am sharing a quick one with you on Sunday that you're going to be able to use right away. If this episode hit home for you, do me a huge favor. Go to Apple Podcast, give me a 5-star review, write up something. This is how more people find the show. It would really help me tremendously. And if you want to work on a deeper level, go down to those show notes, click on the link. You deserve to unleash that champion within you. Let's get it going.
Thank you for hanging out with Kate today. And whether you're going to coach, teach, cheer from the sidelines, or hitting the field yourself, remember, mindset is everything. Don't forget to follow the show for the latest episodes, as we all need a little extra motivation, humor, and sanity in our busy lives. Now, go and unleash your champion within you, one step at a time. We're always rooting for you.